All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. My name is Zach Rosenfield. We're going to have a fun 20-minute chat about throttling, also known as protection in the SharePoint Online and OneDrive for Business platform. And any conversation about our protection system should really start as to why do we have it. And there's a lot of different reasons, but I like to open with one of what would have been the biggest single event in SharePoint Online's history. Lemonade, or really Beyonce's Lemonade album. Back in 2016, she released this album. One of the largest piracy sites got a hold of it and thought SharePoint Online would make a great host for sharing that content with the masses. Fortunately, our protection system kicks into place. They had to put this message on their site, find someone else to host that content, leaving space in SharePoint Online for our users. Had this load gotten through, it would have increased our bandwidth usage by 90%. So these are some big events that can potentially come along and take resources away from our users. So there's more to why we have protection than just abusive, pirated content. And a big part of this comes down to the customization platform in SharePoint Online. We have a lot of customization. We let our customers and other developers build into the platform, and anytime you write code, you run into a series of situations, bugs. You've got best practices, infinite loops, load tests. We see some big, major load tests, including one customer who thought their portal would get more traffic than Twitter. So we see a lot of things, and we need to make sure that the system stays safe and prioritizes end users trying to get their work done. We also have to deal with noisy neighbors. These problems can hit anyone, even the most well-intentioned developer, the most well-intentioned customizer, and so making sure that one customer isn't impacting another, or even inside of a single tenant, one user isn't impacting another. And then finally, abusive load is definitely a real thing for us. We see DDoS, DOS, malware hosting, all sorts of things hitting our service. We are a target. Many of you are targets. This is an important thing for us to watch and make sure we are prioritizing end users over those background processes, over the back-end systems, whether they be Microsoft's own or something you've added to your own tenancy. So to talk about protection and when it kicks in, it's important to understand the two models in which our protection system runs. First, there is a per-user resource tally. It's an extremely generous tally. 99.9% of users will never hit this event. And when they do, what we see is it's some application they are running, maybe on their desktop or maybe on behalf of that user, attempting to do a whole lot of load in a very short period of time. Usually it's a bug. They hit some situation they weren't expecting. The developer didn't realize that the service could get into some state. SharePoint Online, OneDrive for Business tells that application to go away for a couple of seconds, maybe up to a minute. It gives it an opportunity to resolve the situation. In most cases, that's enough. In some cases, the application owner, runner needs to actually do something, maybe kill that process, might have to write some new code. This one is very rarely hit, but it does exist. The second type, and the more common type of protection that people see, is a per app, per tenant resource tally. Again, this is a very generous tally. 99% of applications will never hit this limit. The limit comes in for applications in particular that are attempting to do large amounts of scanning. So this is iterating over all of the content in a site, in a tenant, in some scope, and in some cases attempting to do mass download. In those two scenarios, and a lot of things fit into that scanning application type, those are really the scenarios that have the most trouble with this tally limit. And we're going to talk a bit about that in a little bit. I'll also note that these limits apply to all applications, Microsoft's own, as well as applications that third parties develop. So we have quite a bit of experience with running inside of these overarching limits, and they apply to all applications. When you do get limited, you'll get a 429 message back from your request. 429 is our way of telling you you've reached that tally limit and telling you to come back a little later. You may also see a 503 status message. 503, it's a little bit more that we need to do more work to balance the resource consumption between applications within your tenant. We will investigate 503s, but in general, the guidance we're going to go into about how to avoid 429s is the same guidance for avoiding a 503. They both accrue to the same overarching consumption of resources. So with that, we're going to do generic best practices, and then we're going to deep dive into those scanning applications, which is really where almost all throttles today are being seen. So generically, designing your application for a steady consumption of resources will allow you to get more out of the system overall. Applications that have 10,000 things to do and try to do them all at once will actually get less out of the system than those that spread that over just a reasonable amount of time. You can do a whole lot of work inside of these resource tallies, but running as hard as you can into them will actually create some contention for you and slow you down overall. Second, API best practices. Can't stress this enough. It's going to be a big part of what we're going to talk about. But as you see our best practices, this actually is very critical. Just because it appears to work for you in your development environment doesn't mean it's going to work at scale. And then when you get that 429 or 503 message, in it there is a header, a retry after header. It's telling you exactly how many seconds to wait before you try again. This is the service's best attempt to tell you when that request will be successful. If you go before that, you may actually push your resource tally out further. So you might actually increase the delay. And if you come up with your own system and you wait some arbitrary amount of time, you might be waiting longer than you have to. So in terms of just making sure you're getting the shortest possible wait, pay attention to that header. Moving on to those high throughput applications, ones that are trying to process a lot of information. There's actually two different priorities for resource tallying in SharePoint Online. And so when it comes to these high throughput applications, we're going to break apart that per app, per tenant throttle into two models. The first is the default for all applications in SharePoint Online and OneDrive. By default, we assume you're building an interactive application. You're building an application where there's a real human on the other end doing something, and as a result, that load will directly correlate to what a human can do. Those applications get a priority queue, and they get a consistent amount of tallies all day long. Night, day, the same amount. However, applications that need to process a lot of content can move into our background application queue. If you're in this queue, during the day, you're slightly lower priority than those foreground applications. And as a result, if they are using up more of the system, you will be asked to back off a little bit. And so you'll actually get slightly less, not zero, but you'll get less throughput during the peak hours. It should still be enough to get any user-driven activity processing done, but is not a good time to go do an off-scan download of all of your content. In the off-peak hours, you'll get exponentially more resources at your disposal to do whatever processing you need to get done. 5, 10, 20 times more. It is dynamically driven, so it's going to be driven by the amount of load and processing going on in the rest of the system. But at night, the hours of 8 p.m. To 6 a.m., sort of local time to those tenants, you'll get a significant amount of throughput. So if you are one of those background applications, what should you do? First, you want to get onto that background processing quota schedule. We are, at Microsoft, looking for applications that are meeting those patterns, and we are moving them onto that schedule. However, that is retroactive. So if you're building a new application, you're going to start in the former set. If you are sure that you're being miscategorized, you can come talk to us later. We'll talk about how to make sure that you're getting properly marked. Second, as I mentioned, bulk activity. The times to go do a mass crawl, mass action on top of your data is between 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. local time to the tenant. This is when you will see those dynamic throttles expand immensely, giving you the time to get your work done. All scanning applications. This is DLP, CASB scanners. This is backup tools, sync clients. If you wrote your own compliance tool, if you're a customer and you wrote a script to inspect the contents of files, whatever you may be doing, if you are iterating through all of the content in a folder, in a library, in a tenant, there's guidance we just shipped last week. Please read it. It's super critical. This is essentially the things that we have seen that are causing folks to get throttled, to really struggle to adopt. There is guidance in there about which APIs to call for which scenario, and this is extremely critical. It also is optimizing your application. So you will see your applications that do this be more performant. You'll actually get your throughput faster and put less load on the system. In particular, I want to call out the Delta API. This is an API that's been in the service maybe a year and a half or so now. This is the actual API that our sync client uses. We have put a ton of energy into optimizing this API. It allows you to get the contents of a library or even what has changed in a library since a certain time very efficiently, very effective. We are running this many, many millions of times in the service all day long without issue. This is not what most scanning applications are using today. In fact, very few on the market are using this API, which is very critical to being successful in these scenarios. So I want to really stress that if you're doing one of these things and you're not using get changes, you're probably using something that we built for the Groove client, which everyone I'm sure has great feelings about, or possibly something even older. So we do have a great commitment to making sure that our older APIs continue to work and function. But if you're going to try to build something that's going to run at super scale in SharePoint Online, OneDrive for Business, you got to make sure you're following the best practices, or you're definitely going to struggle. Finally, if you're a migration vendor, I call them scanning applications, and a lot of migrations don't feel like they're scanning, but a lot of migration tools are attempting to discover what has changed, do a lot of the similar patterns of iterating. If you're a migration vendor, make sure you're paying attention to this guidance, but that you're also part of the migration channel. If you're a migration vendor and you don't know what that is, you can come talk to me or visit the migration booth over in the SharePoint section. So that was a quick overview. I'm going to try and summarize really, really briefly, and then we'll try to make sure that there are folks here for questions. The rate limits. When it happens, the windows are very short. Listen to the retry after header and try again. This ensures you wait the shortest amount of time, and also that you're not coming back a little too early. Bulk scans. Run them in off-peak hours. You'll have better throughput, better ability to get it all done at those points in time. Best practices. aka.ms/SBO429 is the generic guidance. This is telling you how to, it's giving you an example for the retry after header. It's showing you how to mark your application with the proper user agent and app title so that we can help reach out to you if we see something wrong. And then scanning application guidance. This is brand new. Actually, both of these have been updated in the last week. So even if you think you've seen the first one, do go back and look. aka.ms/scan guidance. These are both really useful tools. If protection kicks in, it's important to ask yourself why this happened. In general, the best practices is a representation of the biggest issues we've seen. It's not everything. So if you're following the best practices and you're still having issues, let us know. it probably means we need to put more guidance into that document. And so with that notion, do pay attention to it as we continue to expand it. We just shipped it last week. We already have a list of things we want to add to really emphasize some parts in the coming months. So pay attention to that guidance, and we're going to continue to evolve it, with the expectation being that folks who follow that will see little to no throttling at all. And so with that, I brought a handful of folks from the Microsoft group here to answer questions. I'm sure folks have questions. I also try really hard to answer anyone who direct messages me on Twitter. But otherwise, we'll probably hang out here for a few minutes and answer questions. And then the graph SharePoint OneDrive booth, I think, is just right on the other side of the Azure migration tent. And a bunch of folks will be there all week to answer questions. So thank you.